Aerobic and anaerobic respiration are two distinct processes by which living organisms produce energy from glucose, but they differ significantly in their mechanisms and the conditions under which they operate. Aerobic respiration requires a plentiful supply of oxygen and is the most efficient way for cells to generate energy. In this process, glucose is fully broken down in the presence of oxygen, leading to the production of carbon dioxide, water, and a large amount of energy, which is stored in the form of adenosine triphosphate, ATP. The overall chemical equation for aerobic respiration is shown on the screen. This process takes place in the mitochondria of cells, where oxygen is utilized to maximize the extraction of energy from glucose. The high efficiency of aerobic respiration makes it the preferred method for energy production in most organisms, especially during activities that require sustained energy, such as endurance exercise or maintaining vital bodily functions. However, there are situations where the oxygen supply is insufficient to meet the energy demands of the cells, and in such cases, anaerobic respiration is utilized. Unlike aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration does not require oxygen. Instead, it relies on the partial breakdown of glucose to produce energy. Because glucose is not fully oxidized, anaerobic respiration generates much less energy compared to aerobic respiration. In humans and many other animals, anaerobic respiration occurs in the cytoplasm of cells and results in the production of lactic acid as a byproduct, along with a small amount of ATP. The chemical equation for anaerobic respiration in animals is shown on the screen. This process is particularly important during intense physical activity, such as sprinting, where the muscles require more energy than can be supplied by aerobic respiration alone. While anaerobic respiration allows for continued energy production in low oxygen conditions, the accumulation of lactic acid can lead to muscle fatigue and discomfort, often referred to as muscle burn. In plants and yeast, anaerobic respiration occurs differently and is known as fermentation. When oxygen is scarce or unavailable, these organisms break down glucose in the absence of oxygen, but instead of producing lactic acid, they generate ethanol, alcohol, and carbon dioxide as byproducts. The equation for anaerobic respiration in plants and yeast is on the screen. This process is less efficient than aerobic respiration and is often used by yeast in brewing and baking. In brewing, the ethanol produced contributes to the alcohol content of beverages, while in baking, the carbon dioxide causes dough to rise, creating a light and airy texture in bread. The ability of organisms to switch between aerobic and anaerobic respiration depending on the availability of oxygen is crucial for survival in varying environmental conditions. Aerobic respiration is highly efficient and is preferred when oxygen is abundant because it produces the maximum amount of ATP. However, anaerobic respiration serves as a vital backup system, allowing cells to continue producing energy when oxygen is limited, even though it is less efficient. This dual capability ensures that organisms can adapt to changing conditions, such as during intense physical exertion or in environments where oxygen levels fluctuate.